again, everybody. Last time we talked about things like the treble clef and the bass clef, how the notes on the staff relate to the keyboard, how to use ledger lines, and bar lines, and what bar lines mean and how to use bar lines as well. Today we're going to move on to semitones or half steps. You can call them semitones or you can call them half steps. It totally is up to you. A semitone or a half step is simply the shortest distance from one note to the next note. So normally it's going to be from a white key to a black key. It could be from a black key to a white key. However, between E and F and B and C, there is no black key. So sometimes it is from a white key to a white key. Keep in mind that black notes don't have names of their own, so they have to borrow from the white keys. So that's why we need to use sharps and flats in our music. A sharp is going to raise a pitch by a semitone or a half step. So C to C sharp would mean that you're going from the white key to the black key. D to D sharp is a semitone, and again you're going from a white key to a black key. You can also go from a black key to a white key. C sharp to D would be a semitone. D sharp to E would be a semitone, and so on. When you have B sharp, you're going to play B sharp on C, because B sharp is a semitone above B, which is C. E sharp, you would move up a semitone to F, but it's still called E sharp. Keep in mind when you're working with sharps that a sharp is going to raise the note or raise the pitch up a semitone from a white key to a black key, or from B to B sharp, which is a white key to a white key, or from E to E sharp, which is from a white key to a white key. It's important to know that a key can have more than one name. So we have C, but another name for C would be B sharp. And we have E and F, and another name for F would be E sharp. A flat sign does the opposite. It's going to lower the pitch of a note by a semitone. So we have D to D flat, E to E flat, G to G flat, and so on. It's lowering it by a semitone, often to a black key. When you lower C to C flat, you would play B. When you lower F to F flat, you would play E. Notice how the black keys have two names. It depends on if you're going to call it a sharp or a flat. For example, C sharp is the same as D flat. D sharp and E flat are the same note. Here's some hints when you're writing flats. Always keep in mind that a flat is going to lower the note or the pitch by a semitone or a half step. So again, you're going from a white key to a black key, but the black key is going to be on the left. That's the lowering side, is on the left. A sharp is on the right, a flat is on the left. You can go from a white key to a white key. From C to C flat is going from a white key to a white key. From F to F flat is also going from a white key to a white key. And just like we saw in the sharps, a key can have more than one name. C flat and B are the same note. F flat and E are the same note. And the third accidental that we need to know about is the natural sign. The natural sign is going to cancel out any previous sharp or flat. So if the note was a sharp and you write a natural sign, it's lowering it by a semitone. If the note was a flat and you write in a natural sign, it's going to raise it by a semitone. On this slide, you see how a flat is going to be to the left, or the lowest sound on the piano, or on the keyboard, or on any instrument. The natural is going to be the next semitone up, and then a sharp is going to be the highest one. When you look at this slide as well, Do you see how the sharp is written right in that space? The flat is written right in front of the note, and the natural sign is written right in front of the note. And they're not too big or too small. You know exactly what note is sharp, flat, or natural. A bar line is going to cancel out any accidentals. So anytime you have an accidental, it is only for that particular measure of music. Once you see the bar line, then any accidentals in the previous measure don't count anymore. On the example on your screen, you'll see the first note is F. The next note is F sharp. So therefore, the next note and the next note are also F sharp. And then the bar line cancels that out. So the first note after the bar line would be F natural, back on the white key. Then we have A flat. The next note would also be A flat. And then you see the natural sign in front of the A. That means that that A is going to be A natural, as well as the last A. Again, you see how the F sharp is written right in that F line. You see how it's making a box right around the F line. Notice how the flat sign is almost like a note in that space, isn't it? Except it's a flat sign. And the same with the natural. So make sure that you're drawing it so that it's right on the same line or same space as the note. The easiest way to draw the natural is to draw the letter L and then the number 7. And they go together then. It's like the L first and then the 7. Accidentals are always written before the note that they affect. Once you write an accidental, it's in effect for that whole measure. However, it's only for that specific line or space. They only affect the pitch that you give them. And as I said before, a bar line is going to cancel out all of your accidentals. You only want to use the fewest number of accidentals you need. In the example, you see the first F has a sharp in front of it. Therefore, the next F is going to be sharp. You wouldn't write another accidental because that would be an unnecessary accidental, and we would never write an unnecessary accidental. Now, the next F is written higher in the treble clef. That would not be sharp because it's not on the same space as the other Fs. So we would have in that first measure F sharp, F sharp, F. Then in the next measure we have F again, then F sharp, because the sharp is written in front of the F, and then the next one is plain old-fashioned F, because the bar line canceled out our other F sharps. One of the things that people seem to have trouble remembering is that the sharp or the flat or the natural is always written before the note. When you're writing it with letters, you would write the letter and then the sharp, flat, or natural. But when you're writing it on staff paper, the accidental must go before the note. When you change a note from a flat to a sharp or from a sharp to a flat, you don't need to insert a natural sign. Just go right to the new accidental. On this slide, in this example, we have B flat and E flat. So the first note is B flat. The next one is B natural. So the natural sign must be written there. And then we have a double flat, which you don't know about. Then we have a double sharp, which you don't know about. But then we're going to go back to the white key, so we only write a natural. So the next F, eighth note, is a natural, and then a sharp and a sharp. You see that? You don't have to write the natural and then a flat or anything like that. Just go directly to the new accidental. As I said earlier, the black keys don't have names of their own, so they have to borrow from the white keys. These are called enharmonic notes when it's the same note, but it has a different name. So C sharp and D flat are enharmonic notes because they're the same note, but they have a completely different name. D sharp to E flat is an enharmonic note. E and F flat would be an enharmonic note. So you see how it's the same note, but it has a different name. What we've covered today is what a semitone is, or what a half step is. We've also covered the sharp sign, the flat sign, and the natural sign, and how to write them. Remember, it's always before the note. And also we talked about enharmonic notes and what enharmonic notes actually are. So now you can work on your assignments that are working with your semitones and enharmonic notes. Next time we'll be moving on to something else, new and completely different. Have a super duper week. Bye-bye.